Hey y'all, welcome to episode 11 of the Alchemist Knits podcast. It has been about a month since my last update, so we have a lot. We have a lot to get through today. So we're going to follow the typical format of this podcast. We're going to start with what I'm wearing. We're going to move on to what I have finished since the last time we talked. We're going to move on to works in progress, and then some spinning stuff, and then finally some bonus acquisitions because I went to the Carolina Fiber Fest earlier this month. So let's start with what I'm wearing. This is the Melanie top by Windy Link. I did it as a test knit. It's got this fun little edging here. It's basic little tank. Was a fun thing to make. So let's get into the finished objects. We'll start off with some that you saw last time. We've got our Babydoll Starflight socks. They are both done. Oh, let's show off the front. Here we go. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? And we got the pair going on. Hooray! So they're completely finished. The yarn is one strand of Babydoll Southdown, one strand of Romney applied together. The off-white here, the oatmeal kind of color, is 100% Babydoll Southdown, 2-ply that I spun up. So those are done. Now I can wear them. I need to take them hiking sometime before it gets too warm. So that is those. And then next we have the Crunching Carrot socks. Look at these. They've got little carrots, and then they have even smaller carrots. Look at that. They are so cute. I did have to finagle the pattern a bit. So because I have very sturdy Pioneer stock calves, I've always had very thick calves, I went up a size for this part here because I've struggled, especially if there's color work, I've struggled with getting it over my heel. Actually, even if there's not color work, I struggle with getting it over my heel. So I did the bigger size. I can't remember which size. For this top part here, did the heel flap and gusset, and then I just did an extended gusset and just kept on decreasing until I went to the next size down's foot size, circumference, and then did it as long as I needed it, and bada bing, bada boom. And they fit great. I can get them on over my heel, no problem, and I think that might be just what I need to do from now on, is do a size up for the leg part and a size down for the foot part. So those are done. I love those. These need to be my gardening socks, maybe. So those are done. What else do we have? Oh, one of our projects from 2025 that we want to finish, that I want to finish before this year is done, because I don't want projects carrying over as much as possible into the next year. So these are, you may recognize them from last episode, the Granina socks, where I made these cute little, these guys, little granny squares, looks like flowers. And I decided that instead of socks, I was going to make them into fingerless mitts, because the black yarn that I used for this is a 100% wool. And it's slightly off. You know how each black is going to be slightly different, a different shade of black from other yarns, other makers. So I couldn't get an exact match on it. I didn't want to use 100% wool for the socks, and I didn't want to combine it with a mohair to make a thicker sock. So I just decided to do this fun little stripey pattern and to just make fingerless mitts out of them. So they're done. They're cute. Look at those. I love them. So that is one work in progress from 2025 down. Okay, so next up we have, in my Ambi Crafty shop, I offer different sized isopods, little roly-polies. Look at that little guy. Isn't he cute? That's a regular sized one. And then we have a giant one. This one needs to have little X's sewn on it. This is a dairy cow isopod. Okay, so look at that difference. And then this absolute monster. This is the Goliath. Look at the size comparison of these guys. Look at that. It's ridiculous. This guy is huge. Look at him. He's made with super, super thick yarn. I found it at Michael's when I was going to get some other yarn that I actually needed for an order. And I saw this, and it was buy one, get one 50% off, or whatever their sale is. So I got a white and gray. He's huge. And he's kind of heavy too. I love him. He's very, very soft. Very velvety. Like, I thought this was soft. This is even softer. I didn't think that was possible, but he is beautiful. He's almost a pillow size. Almost. So, that's him, the Goliath isopod. And then next we have, I'm putting this one in the finished. She's not technically finished, like, pattern-wise, she is finished. Her body is finished. But I want to add little details. Hey, bottom. I want to add some details onto her. Some, like, yeah, dark green stuff going on. Because right now she looks a little boring, you know? She needs a little something. So, technically finished. No, I'm not really finished with her yet, though. But she's beautiful. She looks like she glows in the dark. This yarn is not glow in the dark, but it looks like it. So she's like an underdark mushroom lady. And then, for the last thing I have finished, objects, is this little tiny dust bunny. Look at him. This is by, can we focus? There we go. This is by Knotted Faux Crochet, I think. There's a free YouTube tutorial online, and so I made it. This is with like fur type yarn, and I do not enjoy working with fur yarn, but it's kind of worth it for this little guy. He is so cute. He's supposed to have like little cutouts for like where his little mouth is supposed to be. You can almost see it, but this is a shorter length on the, is it called like pile length or whatever for faux fur yarns. It's a pretty short length of it, so there's not much to cut away, but he's so cute. It's adorable. I also made one for my niece who loves rabbits. I made it for her birthday, so she has another version of this. A better one because it has longer fiber length on it, so you can see the rabbit mouth, rabbit face a little bit better. So that is everything for finished objects. Let's go ahead and move on to works in progress. So the first thing that we have is my Twisted Swamp cardigan. Now this may look finished, but it is not. I need to go back. I need to take out one of the sleeves because I made the ribbing on it in the same size that I did the sleeve part in. I went and did the ribbing, and it just looks too bulky because I want to be able to fold it over. And yeah, it just looked kind of sloppy and bulky. So I did the other arm. I actually made this sleeve part a little bit longer and then went down a needle size for the ribbing. And I just like the way that it looks. So I need to take out the ribbing, add a little bit more, and then do the ribbing. Let's go ahead and try it on. Let's see what it looks like. Can we see? And it'll stretch out a bit once we block it. But let's see if you can see the patterning of it. It's very, very warm, and it has pockets. The pockets are already done. You can see they're a contrast color. So the insides are blue. So yeah, looking good. I just need to finish up this sleeve. Yeah, this sleeve. Take it out a bit and finish it up, and then it'll be good. Oh, next. I started this project thinking that I would probably wear it to the Carolina Fiber Fest, and I did not. No regrets, because I really liked what I did end up wearing. It was a Handspun knit, so I was kind of representing a little bit the Alchemist Knits brand by wearing Handspun. But this is some yarn that I got from Carolina Fiber Fest like 2 or 3 years ago, when my friend and I went, and we were gonna do like a knit along thing to make this shawl pattern because it's a planned pooling type yarn. And neither one of us liked the shawl. I pulled it out. This is 100% merino, so I can't really make socks out of it because it would fall apart. And so I decided to make the, is it the Secret Summer Secret crop by, is it Jessie Maed? Who is it by? Jessie Maed, yes. So the Summer Secret crop by Jessie Maed. It worked great. It's very, very fitted and a little cropped, which is fine because then that means I can wear it with my higher waisted skirts. It is super wash too. I forgot to mention that, which means that it kind of grows. And also I just made the straps too long, so I need to take out the straps and lengthen it by a couple of inches to hold it up a bit better because it was kind of falling all over the place. So this one is also like 99% of the way done, and then I'll be able to wear it in the summer. It's really soft. I don't work with superwash very much, but this is soft, and I love these colors. It's like those 90s cups, you know, that were the turquoise and fuchsia, and the way the stripes are going, it just looks like that. I love both of these colors, 3 of these colors actually, because it's like this light robin's egg blue, a hot fuchsia, and like this electric purple. And it kind of phases between those. So very, very pretty. And because I didn't know how hot or cold it would be, because we had snow this year, it got up to 80 degrees. It went down to 20 some degrees. Who knows how cold it is going to be? So I decided to make a top, a mohair top to go over it, a way oversized, really cropped V-neck. Is it V-neck? Maybe more like a scoop neck kind of thing. Maybe more of a V-neck. I don't know. Super basic. I did not follow a pattern per se. I just went crazy and did things. So this one's also 99% of the way done. I just need to do some sort of neckline. I might just do like a crochet neckline. I've been trying to decide if I want an I-cord neckline or a crochet neckline. I-cord might be too heavy for this because this is very ethereal. As you can see, it's very, very see-through to be able to show off the colors. Let's see, actually, I think I could put this inside here. So, yeah, that kind of gives you an idea. So very sheer, very ethereal, but if it was cold, this mohair would have given me a little bit of insulation if it was like 40 some degrees, let's say. So this was the idea. Obviously, I can still wear it as soon as I finish it. All of these projects are like at 99%. I need to hurry up and finish them. So I think I'm just going to do a crochet edge around the neck hole for this. Leave that. I might take this out and try to lengthen it, maybe. This is a 50-50 acrylic mohair blend. So I might go back and lengthen it because it is it is fairly cropped. Yeah. And I might want it just a little bit longer. I kind of want it to hit right at where the skirt's going to be coming up. So yeah, those are very, very close to being done. Love that combo. Those are some of my favorite colors in the whole world. So love that color option. What else do we have? Oh, next we have the Wide Hooded Scarf by Rootsy. This is a super basic free garter stitch pattern. Oop, I'm right in the middle of the row, of course. Oh, because I need to add on some new yarn. So yeah, it's just a basic garter stitch. You cast on however many stitches. You go, go, go until you want to start the hood part. There is that part. You increase a bunch for the hood, and then it's going to fold over. Have I started decreasing yet? I don't think I have. Here we go. So yeah, fold it over. That's where the hood's going to be, and then I'm going to knit the rest of the scarf. This is kind of a movie watching project, so it's stalled out a little bit. I actually started this when we went to the theaters to watch Iron Lung, which is, it's based on a video game, and the movie itself was made by a pretty famous video game YouTuber, and so it's a pretty big deal because it's not like a Hollywood officiated whatever kind of movie. It is a guy making this movie, like an indie movie maker effectively. So really big deal. A lot of people went to go support him and watch the movie. We were some of those people. And it's a very like dark color scheme. It's set in a submarine in an ocean of blood. That's part of the lore. So black and red just made sense. I cast it on for that movie. So yeah, that's just kind of an ongoing project. No real hurry for that because that's definitely a winter thing. So if that sits until this fall, not a problem. Not a big rush on that one. So next we have another mushroom lady, because they are beautiful and I can't stay away from them. This one is not finished, obviously. Look at how velvety that is. Her poor bottom is not shaped yet, so ignore that. But look at those calves. What is that? The detail in this pattern still blows me away. Like, the absolute creativity it takes to come up with these shapes is wild. So we've got the under part done. I'm working on, please don't pull it out, the top. So this is going to be a very like spring summer inspired mushroom lady. This is the top. It's a slightly lighter pink than what I'm wearing. Let's see if we can compare. Yeah. So that's going to be the top part, and then she's going to be kind of inspired by lion's mane mushroom, how it has a lot of like little tendrily things going on. And so we're gonna do some of that, and then I'm pretty her up. So she's also a work in progress. And then we have, for the last work in progress, we have some Babydoll elf slippers. This is a variation because the elf slippers are color work. They're really cool looking. I've made 2 pairs now, 2 color work. And I saw that somebody had made these that were kind of a broken rib. It's like a 2x2 broken rib. Isn't that a cool pattern? It's very subtle because it's, you know, a woolen spun yarn. So it's not going to show fine details quite as much. That's the bottom. It's stockinette, super basic. We got the heel. It's a really fun basic slipper pattern. I love the way that these fit, that they're just super slip-on. I don't really have to like pull them on like socks. They just slip on like slippers. And they have this really cool little I-cord around the edge. The construction is fun. They're very straightforward. It calls for like a DK weight yarn. I'm actually making these, so I have my second one going already. The construction is wild. So yeah, you start with heel, put them on hold, cast on, work the foot, work the toe, and then this part here will have the I-cord. That's the opening for your foot. So I'm making these. I'm doing a test run, timing myself to see how long it takes to make a pair, because I've had this idea of offering knitting services on top of my spinning services. So let's segue real quick into what I've been spinning. I'm spinning up 2 fleeces for a fine lady who owns some sheep, and so I'm spinning her sheep's fiber and sending it back. So we've got, this is a baby doll, and it's got a wee bit of variation going on. Very, very fun. So there's 6 skeins of that are already done, and then we've got some Gulf Coast native. This is the first skein I've spun of it. Look at that. So soft. They're both very, very stretchy. I think between the 2 of these, the Gulf Coast native is just a little bit softer. But the color on both of these, I love so much. Look at that natural color. This color keeps popping up in my life. It's a very like cinnamon roll kind of color, and I love it. I guess you could call it fawn, maybe. I think it looks like a cinnamon roll. That's just me. So I'm working on that, and I have a lot of other people who have messaged me about spinning their wool as well. So I'm almost at capacity there of how much I can do this season. I'm gonna have to cut that off pretty soon. But I was thinking it would be really cool to be able to offer, if people want, because some of the people don't know how to knit or crochet or anything, and so sometimes they'll end up getting other people to knit or crochet things for them. So I thought it would be really cool to offer that service, but I need to know how long it takes me to make each item so that I can price it fairly for everybody. So yeah, I've been timing myself with these, and I also need to make up all of this stuff so I can take pictures of it as reference to be like, here's the options of all the things I can make. Take your pick. So yeah, just some ideas rolling around of slippers, hats, a couple different hat options, maybe 2 or 3, some shawl or scarf options, maybe a cowl. I've still been looking through patterns to see what makes sense with the type of fiber that I tend to get. I mostly spend, like, most of the stuff that I spin is Babydoll Southdown, so I'm trying to gear the patterns towards what would work with that. And so I've got this entire bin of Babydoll Southdown. I originally started with this is a black and a white fleece that I combined to make this really, really pretty gray. And I started making the slippers out of this, but it was just too thin, so I needed a thicker yarn. This is more of a sport weight. And so I have all kinds. This is actually Babydoll Romney, so I don't know if I'm going to include that in the test run, but I've got white, I've got black, which is more of like an espresso brown, I've got this gray, which is a mix of the 2 of them. So lots of stuff to work with to make samples for. So that's going to be what I'm doing when I'm not spinning all of my life. So let's move on to acquisitions, what I got from Carolina Fiber Fest. I only got 2 things. I would say that I was being responsible, but I was not. So the first thing that I got is this absolutely beautiful. Let's see if we can get unglare on here. Look at those colors. This is a 10 mini skein kit. They're each 92 yards. Superwash Merino Nylon 75/25 from Robin's Promise Yarn Co. Really, really pretty. And I got it. I was not going to buy anything from this shop. And then my friend pointed out this amazing looking sweater called Twitch, which is a ridiculous asymmetrical looking piece of nonsense that I was just, my jaw dropped when I saw it. I was like, oh, that's me. And it's just this striped asymmetrical nonsensey, probably shouldn't exist in the world type of pattern that would drive most people insane, but it looks so beautiful. And I'm wanting to make more fingering weight stuff for myself because I just like the way that it feels. I like how movable it is as compared to heavier weight yarns. So I got that. It is beautiful. Those colors are intense. Love it. So that was my first purchase. I need to find a main color to go with it. I'm thinking gray, maybe black. I'm not sure. I really need to sit down and look at each individual color because I don't really want there to be low contrast. I want everything to be super high contrast, which will be difficult, but yeah, that's the game plan for that. Next up, we have a sock set from String Theory Colorworks. I talked to this couple. They are so adorable. The way they met, I got to hear about how they met. I got to hear about their business. We got to talk spinning because they spin as well. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful time. So they dye up. They're a bunch of science nerds, it sounds like. This is Targi and nylon. I've never worked with Targi yarn. Oh, and it comes with this cute little stitch marker too. I love that all the sock sets come with little stitch markers. Like, that just sends it over the edge for me. And I did not realize this until I was checking out, and they informed me that these are not identical skeins. So I just looked at the colors, gray, teal, purple, pink. Love that. As you can tell, love that. So I'm just like, yeah, and Targi, it's really soft. Like, yes, absolutely. The colorway is isopentanol pyrophosphate. Of course, because that's exactly what this reminds me of. Like, doesn't it you? So if we look at the two, you can see this one's more gray and this one's more purple. And it even tells you on the back what the stripe pattern is. How cool is that? Let's see, can it zoom in? Will it pay attention? And my phone decided to overheat and die. Not die, but overheat and not want to work. So let's jump back. I forgot in the spinning section to talk about this. I put some new yarns in the shop. So we have, I think I called this Antique Love Letter. It is mohair, Romney, and alpaca. Ooh, look at these. So this is just a fun little art yarn pack. Some little mini skeins. I'm experimenting with just doing some mini skeins. We've got like 30, 80, and 15 yards. So this one's like a beehive-y type of thing. This one is like a boucle. And this one is super coils. Grand times. So those all come in a set, and they're in my Etsy shop, so I'll link that down below. And then we have, oh, very nice. Then we have some, I think I called this River Rocks. It's a DK weight. It is half Babydoll Southdown, and okay, so one of the strands is Babydoll Southdown, and one of the strands is a merino alpaca blend that I got from some farmers, sellers down in South Carolina. I bought some roving from them from a what was it, Blue Ridge Fiber Fest that I went to a few years ago, and the colors matched up so well. The Babydoll is kind of like that other one that I showed you. It's the mix of the black and the white, so it made gray. And then the alpaca was gray and the merino was white, so it kind of created this gray and white, light gray sort of thing. And I've got, how many did I do of these? Was it 4? 4 skeins? Oh, you can see some of the, more of the variation in there. Sometimes you just get little like spots of white from the merino with how it drafted. So yeah, we've got these 4 available in my shop. We did have a big fat skein of some espresso colored Babydoll, 100% Babydoll, but that was already bought, so thank you to the kind lady that bought that. These are still available, so go grab them if you're interested in a DK weight. Let's show off. Look at that. Let's show off the stretch. It is a tad bit drapier because of the alpaca than like a, let's see if we can find a normal looking, like this guy. Not a lot of drape. This guy, a good bit more drape, you see? But it is still, like, I could definitely recommend this for a hat if you wanted to. It's still very, very bouncy. Not like these guys. These guys don't really have any bounce to them. So, yeah, go check those out in my shop if you're interested. Tanks a million. And that is, yes, that's everything. So thanks for hanging out with me. Hopefully this wasn't a crazy long episode. We'll see. And yeah, I've got a bunch of ideas for a bunch of videos. I just have to record a bunch of things. So stay tuned, like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see ya.
Down the old dirt road where we used to play, swings that creaked with laughter, now silent every day. I wish I could rewind back to those sunny skies, where the hardest thing we faced was saying our goodbyes. You left too soon, my friends, into the great unknown. Each one carries a story, a piece of our homegrown, carved our name.